Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the Paton podcast on April 29th, 2019. It's a Monday. How was your weekend? Do anything fun? See any good movies recently? Before I get to that, though, I did in fact promise that my very first guest would be the highly popular Chloe Paton Schmidt. But you gotta be patient for a little bit. She is not with me currently. I'm actually on my way to go pick her up from school. So once we get her situated, then I'll bring her on. But actually just got done golfing for the first time. I didn't actually play around or anything. I just did the driving range, which I thought I was doing pretty well. Like any newbie, thought the best idea would be to bring out the largest driver that I have. So I was whacking away at that, hitting the ball about maybe anywhere between 150 to 200 yards, which I don't know. I was proud of myself. I thought I was doing well, hitting the ball well. I mean, not well as in straight, but I was hitting it hard. I was hitting it far. But I hit around 100 balls and about 80 in. An older gentleman, very nice man, asked if I could use any pointers, and I said, yeah, it's my first time, I'll take anything that I can get. And while he's teaching me, other people are coming up to the driving range, and not that I can tell you what the irons mean, or what the clubs are, I guess, but everyone else is using about a 7 or an 8 iron, and they're hitting the ball just as far as I'm using my driver for it. And they just happen to be hitting the ball the same distance that I am. So the gentleman who was helping me out, he suggested that I started hitting it with a 7 iron, just to get the feel for it. And I guess that's just an easier club to get associated with, I guess. And apparently the driver I was hitting it with is the hardest one to get control on it. So right before I started using the 7 iron, I asked him, how far should I be hitting the ball with this? And he's like, well, with your age, you're a younger guy, you should be hitting it about anywhere between 150 to 168 yards. And again, that's how far I've been driving it this entire time. So I was not doing as well as I thought. But hey, I had a great time. I think it's only my 3rd time ever hitting the ball. One time when I was in 5th grade, I went to a golf camp, and not that I remember any of that shit, so I did that. But then also for my birthday last year, me and a few buddies went to Top Golf, hit the ball around there for a while. But this is my first time actually going to try to get into the sport. I want to be outside more this summer. I'm also trying to get a bike, so if anyone can get me recommendations, I don't need anything crazy. Probably the hardest thing I'm going to do is on dirt, dirt and street, so I don't need a mountain bike, and I don't need a BMX bike either, so I just, I'm not, doing the Tour de France here. I'm just trying to ride the bike, get in better shape, get rid of some of this fat that I have. So if anyone has any recommendations, I'm all ears. But yeah, this weekend though, I went to go see Avengers. I'm obviously not going to give any spoilers. I fucking hate those people. But yeah, again, I was sitting next to these 2 annoying girls who, if they were over 21, they didn't look it. They looked younger, but they were drunk because you could smell the alcohol on them. But they would not stop fucking talking throughout the goddamn movie. The entire time. I just couldn't get over it. Neither could they, apparently. God, this has an opinion on fucking everything. I can't get too upset, though. I'm the same way in horror movies, but that's the only way I can get myself through the movie. Now, near the end of the movie, I mean, are you going to be shocked if I tell you that it's an emotional ending? It's 11 years, coming down to an end here. But during this emotional moment at the end, some guy's phone goes off, and he turns off immediately. To his credit, mistakes happen. But of course, these girls had the audacity to yell at him when they've been talking loudly the entire fucking time. It's ridiculous. I mean, the phone rang for maybe a solid 3 to 4 seconds, and these girls yelled up at him for maybe 8 seconds. And that's a lot longer than you'd think. The other sad part, though, that's not even what I was most worried about. I wasn't worried about, loud and obnoxious people and phones going off. I live in a world now where, I don't know, there could be a shooting in the movie theater. You can't tell me that I'm the only person that when they go to a big sporting event, like how I went to the Frozen 4 recently, or earlier in the year I went to a CSU football game where there was a lot of people, and then a big movie like this on opening night, I can't be the only person that thinks, for a split second, man, some crazy person might come in and fuck this all up for everyone and might take some lives. Obviously that didn't happen, thank God, but it's sad that's even a thought of mine. And it's a rational thought too, isn't that the crazy part? That it's rational to think, oh, some guy would bring a gun in here. It's sad, man. We live in a sad world. Anyway, work though, which I said I wouldn't talk about too much, but I'm not going to be specific about anything. But we had 2 high school proms at my work. I'm not going to name the high schools, but we also had a wedding going on too, all in the same area. So it was very busy, and basically there's this very popular terrace that looks over the lake, and in the background is Cheyenne Mountain, and it's a very popular place to take pictures, whether you're doing it for prom or just because you came to the Broadmoor, or especially a wedding. So the wedding took priority because they were there first, I guess, and I don't know, probably paid more money or whatever the deal is. But so it was my job to, tell these, high school kids and their parents, hey, I'm sorry you can't take pictures here, but you can take pictures at these other places. And, I said what these other places were to them, but it obviously doesn't fucking matter for the story. So I tell them you could do this, and everything's working out fine. You get 2 or 3 groups at a time. You just tell them up front, and they're like, okay, cool, they move on. Some moms are upset, which I'll tell you, moms are the worst part. But we'll get there in a bit. So unfortunately, we had an incident where someone got hurt, so I had to leave the area that I was covering and then go and take care of this incident and come back 15 minutes later. Man, it's a fucking parade on this terrace, so many people, and of course it's my job to tell them to go take pictures elsewhere, but again, it's the moms. The kids could honestly care less where the picture's taken. It's not really going to matter here in the next 10 years. It's only going to be pretty for the next 4 for Facebook. But these moms, they really want the perfect picture of the couple that's going to break up in 2 weeks. Or better yet, the couple that's not even a couple, where the guy just thought the girl was hot and just wanted to hook up with her, so he asked her to dance. How many times that's happened, right? But the most bizarre part of all of that to me is that I found out that some of these students were actually staying at the hotel. Like, they have a room for the night. Which obviously they didn't fucking pay for an expensive hotel themselves. Their parents bought it for them. What parent in their right mind is going to go and help their kid get pregnant on prom night? What happened to the good old days where you had to wait for your parents to go grocery shopping? You had 15 minutes to get all ready. But I can't imagine all these parents had the correct story, where, the girl tells her parents, oh, it's just going to be me and my friends. Me and my 3 girlfriends, we all got a room. We're just going to hang out there. And they just failed to mention the part where their 3 dates are also staying the night. On the topic of my daughter coming up, there is no way in hell I'd be letting her get a hotel room on prom night. Fuck that. To the credit of some parents, though, I did have parents come around 9:30 and 10 o'clock to come pick up their kids, and I fucking applaud them. Back when I was in high school, I would not be applauding them. I'd probably be laughing at the kid that has to leave so early. But on the other hand, everyone's situation is different with driving. But isn't it typical, like your junior, senior year for you to be driving? Or even if not you, one of your friends to be driving. So I was a little bit confused on why parents were picking them up. But this one couple that I saw, the girl, she looked to be a freshman or sophomore, and the guy looked like he was playing D1 football somewhere. That just looked fucked up. Unless he's a senior, gonna go play D1 football. He was a grown man, and if he could get into that dance, I could too. Someone else told me this story though when I was telling him this, that this guy that I know, he's in the Army, which, shocker to this story, right? 26-year-old asked his whoever's higher than him, I'm in the fucking military, whoever's higher than him for a pass to go to prom. And again, he's 26, and the guy's like, what the fuck, why are you going to prom? And he's like, well, I'm talking to this girl, and, she's going to prom. And he's like, why the fuck are you talking to a girl in high school? Come to find out, this guy's talking to a junior in high school, and it's going to be her date to prom. What the fuck? I don't know. When you get out of school and stuff like that, age starts to kind of blur together, where it matters less how close you are, If you're 39 and you're 30, it's acceptable. Like, my mother is a few years older than my dad, where my mother's senior year of high school, that was my dad's 8th grade year. Which at the time, everyone would be like, what the fuck? But, they meet in their, late 30s, early 40s, and it's totally fine. But again, man, you're 26, and you're going to a high school prom. I mean, do you ever see couples like that, and you just wonder why the older person can't date someone their own age? I mean, usually it's a maturity thing. I mean, wouldn't you have a question about that? Of like, yeah, I like this guy, he's a little bit older than me, but let's hold on a second. Why won't someone his own age date him? That just seems like a question that needs to be asked more often. I don't know. But yeah, as far as the room thing, fuck that. There's no way in hell my daughter is going to be getting a room on prom night, homecoming football game night, winter formal, if that's even a thing anymore. Whatever the fuck the name of that dance is where the girl asks. No, that's not going to happen. Then again, I'm saying that while she is 6 next week, which, happy birthday to her. Not next week, May 11th, so in 2 weeks. Very excited for that, the day before Mother's Day, so I guess, that was, Chloe's mom's Mother's Day gift 6 years ago, was a daughter, so, good for her. No, it's gonna be real fun, though. I'm gonna have her talk about it a little bit, because she's already changed the theme about 6 times in the past 2 months. Yeah, so we're going to talk about her birthday plans, her summer plans, everything that she wants to do. And again, I wouldn't normally do this, but believe it or not, a lot of people ask to hear from Chloe on this podcast. And don't know why. I thought I was good enough, but evidently we'd rather hear from a 6-year-old that I can't imagine has great thoughts on the world. But we're going to find out. We're going to ask her some questions, get her thoughts, kind of play around a bit. But everyone knows I love sports. If you've been following hockey, oh my god, another overtime in the East with Boston. And, I should say Columbus, because Columbus was the one that got the win. So what is that, series tied 1-1 now? But also Carolina and the Islanders, New York. I love seeing former Colorado College hockey players do well. And Jaden Schwartz for the Blues, if you've been paying attention, is tearing it up. Scored again against Dallas in Game 1. I don't know how he did in Game 2. I assume he scored. Again, he's been tearing it up out there. But for Carolina, though, someone that's been doing really well for a while now is Jacob Slavin. His younger brother, Christian, who I sort of know a little bit, is going to play for CC next year, so that's really cool to see. But Curtis McElhaney, the backup goalie for Carolina, after their starter got hurt, stepped in between the pipes and made some big saves. Ended up getting the 2-0 lead in the series and that. Again, I really haven't been following basketball. But I did hear that Harden was complaining about, the calls not being made. Fouls being called when he's putting up threes, which is just hilarious. He's that guy where if you breathe on him when he goes up for a three, it's a tech. So just for him to say, well, I just want a fair shot, man, fuck you. You've had a fair shot your entire career. you're fine. Just make the shot. And if you actually go back and look at the highlights, on a lot of those shots, he was more focused on drawing the contact than he was making the actual shot. So you can only feel so bad for the guy. But I'm excited to see how the rest of that series go. Probably won't watch it, but I'm excited to see how it goes, I don't know. I guess Milwaukee got blown out at home against Boston. I don't know if that's going to be a good series. I kind of feel like Giannis Antetokounmpo is on his own out there in Milwaukee, so I don't expect him to do too much. But he can make a strong argument that he's the strongest player in the East. I guess the Rockies won last night. Good for them. What else am I following? Honestly, not too much. Pretty much just sports. It's pretty much my life. I just got a new video game, Days Gone. If you played it, if you tried it, a few bugs. I've seen a few instances where they're showing characters talking, but their mouth isn't moving. I don't know. To me, that's just a bummer, especially with it being a PlayStation exclusive. Anyone that follows video games knows that the past few exclusives just have been phenomenal. Horizon Zero Dawn, The Last of Us. What the fuck else is there? Is God of War an exclusive? Can't remember. Uncharted, though. It's a big one. They're great, beautiful games. Great graphics, but also a great story, which this one is kind of you know what I mean? It's not perfect. It's not good. It still looks amazing, though. But yeah, I've been playing that for the past couple days, because I know if I stop playing it, I won't go back to it. So, well, good for you guys that Chloe is now out of school. So I'm going to get her home. And I'm going to take a break here. For you, it's going to be a few seconds. For me, it's going to be a half an hour. And we're going to get into this rest of this podcast with her. See you in a bit. All right, we're finally back. Please welcome the beautiful Chloe.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so do you want me to ask you questions, or do you want to ask me questions first?
Ask you questions first.
Okay, go ahead. Ask me questions.
What did you do today?
Well, today I went to the hot tub with my friend Chase, and then we had lunch, and then he left to drive up to Denver, and then I went to go play golf. So that was fun. What did you do today?
I did a book today, and the wolf lied.
In the book?
Yes.
3 Little Pigs?
Yeah.
Ugh, that darn wolf. It's always a wolf, isn't it?
Yeah, and he lied about the story of the 3 piggies.
What did he say?
He said he knocked on the door of the 3 piggies' house, and he said, "Come in and climb up the chimney and come down."
Whoa. That's not what really happened. He lied, and lying's bad.
Yep.
So, I have a question for you.
What?
So, your birthday is coming up.
Yes.
What's the theme?
I'm going to do a balloon contest. If you drop the balloons, you are out.
Well, that doesn't sound too hard. Is it going to be like a lot of balloons that you have to hold, or what's the deal?
Don't want it to touch the floor. And you don't want it to touch the floor.
Oh, so you have to like hit it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
And if you can't catch it and it falls on the floor, you out and you go sit somewhere.
So, are all your friends going to play?
Yep, unless they out.
So, I assume you know your friends pretty well.
Yes.
So, which friend do you think is going to be out first?
I don't know.
Who do you think is going to win?
Me.
Are we going to practice?
I already practiced.
You already practiced?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you gotta show me how good you are. I'm so excited to see.
Well, you have to blow up balloons.
Oh, I'm not very good at that. Are you good at blowing up balloons?
No.
Me neither.
Maybe Gigi or Papa can do it.
That's true. can I play?
Yes.
Nice.
If there's too many kids, you can't. If there are less kids, Nana and you can play.
Well, why wouldn't I be able to play if there are a lot of kids?
Because you might play in there, and there might be spots that you can't be if you're already out.
Got it. So, what happens when I win? Do I get a prize?
I get to give you my trophy that I made.
You made a trophy? What does it look like?
It's a trophy that has a hand, and we made a ball out of yarn for the balloon.
No way.
Close to the floor with paper.
That sounds like it's going to be really cool.
It is going to be really cool.
Yeah. So, this was also your first year of kindergarten, doing all day at school, not just the mornings. How'd you like it?
Good. But not at first. I was really scared.
Yeah, especially because you were starting in a new school.
Yeah.
Did it take you long to make many friends?
I don't remember.
No. Well, you have really good friends now, right?
Yeah.
How many best friends do you have?
I have Anaya, Cambria, Zelda, Roberta.
So, how many is that?
A 4.
4 best friends? That's a pretty good number. Keep your circle small, right? How many good friends would you say you have that aren't quite best friends, but are good friends?
My good friends are Claire, June, and Claire.
Yeah, we already got Claire.
Oh. And Blake, Gunner,
Okay.
Bo,
Oh, okay.
and Guido, Abe, Lenore,
At this point, I feel like you're just naming off kids in your class.
Emmy, Sophie,
So much for having a small
Sally,
circle.
and Roberta. Wait, not Roberta.
Not Roberta.
And Penelope's my best friend. I forgot to say.
So we got 5 best friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay. I think you named a pretty good list.
there's one more that I don't like.
Who don't you like?
I don't like Coulter.
Why not?
He's kind of doing stuff, and I want to learn.
Oh, well, you can learn from him, right?
He claps when Miss Parker's talking,
Oh, well, that's not good. That keeps other people from listening.
and he distracts stuff.
Yeah, I was probably that kid, let's be honest. Well,
Since he's a boy.
since he's a boy, well, now we're getting something. But summer's coming up.
Yes.
Do you have any big plans for the summer?
Go to the pool.
Yes.
And never go on hikes.
Never go on hikes.
Hmm.
I don't know. Hopefully this summer we're going to have good weather. You're telling me you wouldn't want to go on any hike.
And maybe all the way up to Pikes Peak.
You want to hike up to Pikes Peak?
Train.
Oh, well, the train's not going to be open for a couple years. But we could drive up there.
Okay. And
I want to go to baseball games this summer. What about you?
no.
You want to go see the Rockies play?
Yep, I don't want to go.
Oh, that sucks. I like the Rockies.
I hate the Rockies.
Really? Do you have a favorite team in any sport?
Air Force and Tiger.
What's that? Oh, Air Force and CC?
Yeah.
Nice. Which sport?
Sport is soccer.
Do you like hockey?
No,
You don't like watching hockey?
I don't.
You like watching me play.
Yeah, that's the only time I want to.
That's fair. You've been doing really well in street hockey. You've even beaten me a couple times.
I beat you before you even played.
You beat me before I played.
Yeah.
Man, that's some good confidence right there if you can
And
beat
then
me.
it hit your stick and went over the stick.
I know. How lucky was that for you?
Don't know.
Won't happen again.
Then I scored again.
How crazy is that? You scored multiple times on me.
I scored 4 times.
And I'm supposed to be a goalie.
Yep, and I won.
Can't have that happen.
And he tried to score on Bruce's gain away. It has to get over the sidewalk to score, and I kept stopping it.
How annoying was that? You did really well, though. I was so proud of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And also, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I don't know.
Well, you've been teaching.
Yes. Maybe I'll be a vet or a teacher.
Well, those salaries do not match up.
Maybe I could be both.
Maybe you could be both. That would be very cool. You could be like a teacher during the school year and then a veterinarian over the summer.
Yeah, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, you'd be helping kids learn and helping animals stay healthy.
Yep, and maybe they might have to stay there before the summer comes in the hospital.
What about summer school? I went to summer school once.
I want to teach. I also want to teach. I want to teach preschoolers.
Oh my gosh. You say that as a preschooler, but if you've ever had to deal with a preschooler,
I want to be a music
gosh.
A music teacher preschooler.
Can you sing?
Yes.
Prove it.
No.
Sing I'm a Little Teapot.
I'm a little teapot.
Why do you have to sing the song, silly? Not just a word.
I don't know the whole song.
That's fair. So, kindergarten, you had a good time.
Yes.
Now, we're really getting to the big leagues with elementary school.
Yeah.
You're going to be in first grade next year.
Yep, and then when I'm in high school, I could be a teacher.
You're right. You could be a teacher's assistant if you wanted to.
I want to be a music teacher preschoolers.
As a high schooler? Or when you graduate high school?
When I graduate every school, I want to be a music teacher for preschoolers.
That would be so annoying. But I'm sure you'd have a great time. And
it's part of the game that me and Gigi are playing.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, and I teach preschoolers so I can come home very late in the night.
Why? Because you're at the bar the whole time? Because the kids drove you crazy?
Yep, because they don't listen.
Yep.
And when it's time to... when it's time for me pretend to go to bed, I come home.
I feel like if you were a preschool music teacher, all you would do when you get home is go to bed. Because you'd be so exhausted. Can you, imagine yourself, but imagine, 30 more of you.
30 of Chloe's, since my name is Chloe.
Yeah. You think you could handle that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness.
It's done.
What's done? It's not done yet. Do you want to ask me any questions?
Oh, yeah. And what did you do at work?
When?
When you had work.
Most recently?
Yeah.
Well, I already told this story on the podcast, too, today. Yeah, but the high school that you may attend one day, they had their prom.
Okay.
Which is a big dance. And I had to take care of that.
Oh, and also, what did you do at the house?
What did I do at the house?
Yes.
When?
Today?
I didn't really spend too much time at home today.
Well, what did you do when you were at home?
I think I woke up an hour before meeting Chase. And so I played a new video game that I got.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, I had a pretty productive day. Yeah.
And I know my daddy's not going to take me for a hike today.
Why not?
Because it's cold.
That's chilly. Did you want to play at the park today?
No.
You don't want to play at the park?
Remember that game that I told you?
No.
When I Mrs. Lee?
Oh, as a teacher?
Yep.
You're going to be a teacher today?
Yeah, me and Gigi, it's only a girls' game.
Well, what about... So it's an all-girls school?
Well, Gigi's pretend She's Mr. C.
Mr. C?
I always want her to be a boy.
Why?
Since I don't want to be the girl.
That's silly.
I don't like to be the boy.
Well, yeah, but why does there have to be a boy?
Because she needs a husband.
Who does?
Mrs. C.
Hell no!
Yes?
Who's Mrs. C?
My music teacher.
Who's Mrs. C at home?
Me!
No.
Hmm.
Mrs. C is going to be Miss C for a long time. We ain't got to be worried about marrying no one.
Because it's just a game, Daddy.
Yeah, it starts off that way. Everything starts off as a game. Then one day you're actually married. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep you at 3 foot. I'm going to put a book on your head so you don't grow anymore. And you're
what about a tree?
Well, I'm not trying to kill you. I'm just trying to keep you short.
What if you put a tree on me?
Well, again, probably die.
And I hold it up on my head.
How strong are you?
If I was strong. Stronger than the tree.
Well, I guess in that situation, then hypothetically, you're just holding up a tree. And I'm just inconveniencing you.
I'm ready for it to be done.
You don't have any more questions?
Yeah, I don't have any more questions.
All right. So you're done making the podcast?
Yes.
All right. Well, this is my first official podcast. I have been doing a lot of drafts that I'm going to leave up so you can kind of see my progress. This is my longest one yet. Pretty proud of myself for that. I would like to thank my first and only guest so far, the lovely Chloe.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for listening. I will see you next week.